Hello guys and welcome back to the World Cyber Games Day 2 here live from Xi'an, China, where we're getting ready for our second Warcraft 3 best of 3. This time guys we're gonna have an undead. It's going to be SyDe versus LawLiet, and Todd, there is still a lot to play for.
Absolutely. SyDe is currently 0-5, so he has no chance to advance, but LawLiet is currently 2-3. If he wins this, he'll be 3-3, and if our next match that we're gonna show here on stage, Moon against TH, ends up in TH's favor, then Moon will be 3-3. But then I believe that it goes by head-to-head first, and LawLiet beat Moon 2-0. So if LawLiet wins here and then Moon loses the next match, LawLiet is through in the 4th place, and Moon would be out, I believe.
That'd just be ridiculous. I mean, like Moon after last year winning like the WCG as well, coming back once again, being a world champ. He is the guy who's won everything. We're going to take a look at these standings real quick. Currently, guys, there's all 1 min more, but that's because Mr. HTRT is actually not here in the tournament, so that the refs just gave him 0-7 and gave everybody else a victory.
Yeah.
But there you guys can see it. TH and Infi currently on top, 5-1. Hawk, by the way, playing an absolutely amazing tournament, 5-2. Moon, 4-2. LawLiet, 3-3. Now, we're going to see LawLiet right now, so you can still go 4-3. And then obviously Moon could end up 4-3 if he ends up losing that match against TH. And that's very possible, Todd, because TH is an animal.
Yeah.
What?
He definitely is. Yeah. And we saw Infi looked very convincing as well against Moon. Like, if you see Infi do well against Moon, you can definitely think that TH is capable of emulating, you know, some of that style, some of those plays, and do nearly as well. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm very worried for Moon because I feel like LawLiet is a big favorite going up against SyDe, and Moon is going to be an underdog going up against TH.
SyDe obviously would love to win one real series. I know that it looked like he had a victory there. We do have that lovely, adoring Frenchman. I gotta say, Johan, for a Frenchman, SyDe is incredibly nice. He really is.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
No,
all
he actually
fantastically
really is.
nice. Look at him. Gives him the French flag.
He's a sweetheart, mate.
Grab a cheeky cuddle here before the match begins.
I always love like how long, you know, I've thought about this, by the way. If I would sit in the audience, right, and the camera would zoom in on my face and it would reach the point where it becomes awkward, I was like, what can I do to get out of it? Because people always
do the
look
thing
down.
where you hide your face, right?
Yeah, they look down, but then they look up and they realize they're still on camera, and then they're extra embarrassed. I was like, what if you just give him the bird? Give him the finger, you know? I'm sure that helps.
That's not the WCG spirit.
That's not the WCG spirit. I would never do it at WCG. But, you know, when I'm like at the Love Cam in like Staples Center, Los Angeles or something, and I'm sitting next to a stranger, I'm like, you know what? Americans.
I mean, you could make it big time. You could end up on YouTube and stuff if you do a sick dance. So.
That's true, but I don't have any good dance moves.
Ah, come on.
I've thought about that too. That
all
would be
those
like
years clubbing in China, like I've seen you.
Yeah, well, that's under the influence of a couple cheeky ones, Todd. Then I like to think that I have dance moves, but the next morning I know that I have no dance moves. Obviously, guys, it should be a really fun one. SyDe would love to win one real series here. Nobody wants to go 0-6 after 6 matches.
A very disappointing showing, I would say, from SyDe, because I feel like he's capable of a lot more than that. You know, it's not like he hasn't had close series. He had close games against TH. He had some close games against a lot of players, but it's still 0-5 at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So definitely disappointing to that, but I feel like in terms of Europe, Hawk more than makes up for it. Because Hawk is basically through already, and that's a massive, massive result when you have guys like Infi, TH, Moon, and LawLiet, all that were here in the contention, and still are. LawLiet still everything to play for here. He needs to beat this Frenchman, and then he would need TH to beat Moon.
Yeah, obviously, normally the European region, always very competitive in RTS, and the European playoffs, they looked very feisty, they looked very dangerous. We know that a lot of people, you know, tried to make it and couldn't make it, so when SyDe did finally make it through that qualifier, even defeating Hawk, right, at the European regionals, you kind of expect a big showing out of him here. At least take a couple maps of these big boys. And
he did win a few maps.
Yeah, but we expected him to maybe take out, like, he had a strong showing against Infi, right? That was his very first best of 3 of the tournament. Played very well, but after that it's almost like nothing really went his way anymore. And he even ended up losing against Hunter. And I must say, Hunter is also doing what I would always love to see, right? Even if you can take out like a TH or something in the entire best of 3, you know, make him work for it and try to take a map. And that's what Hunter did. I'm very impressed with the way Hunter played.
Yeah, Hunter won a lot of maps, actually. Yeah. He's 1-4, and he's 4-9 in maps. SyDe is 2-10 in maps. So Hunter did quite a bit better. That one game that he won against TH actually was pretty convincing. Like it was very, very solid. Obviously, TH.
Demon Naga, right?
Yeah.
Old school, mate. Old school. So we're gonna start this best of 3 on Twisted Meadows. As you guys can see, the second map is gonna be Concealed Hill, and if necessary, the last map was going to be played on.
I didn't see.
Okay, damn it. I was setting you up, that. But we do know we're gonna have Twisted Meadows here. First map. It's gonna be awesome to watch an Undead here on the main stage. Haven't seen that much Undead yet in this tournament. The left bottom side of Twisted Meadows. Look at the main base of the Frenchman. Can he finally pick up a real best of 3 victory here at the World Cyber Games? It is SyDe.
His opponent in the blue from Korea, one of the best Night Elves in the world, it is LawLiet. Oh, he wasn't making a wisp for a second. What is going on?
He's on his phone again, Todd. That's what's going on. I've seen LawLiet play. He has a bag of Cheetos on his desk as well. He's like snacking Cheetos and everything. I was like, man, everything they said about Night Elf players is true.
We're on land, bro. That doesn't work.
Look at LawLiet. He's like cracking up because SyDe messed up. LawLiet is in a really good spirit for somebody who I feel like is one of the top favorites for this tournament and had a pretty disappointing showing so far. He's still a very happy chappy.
He's a professional gamer, traveling to another country to do the thing that he loves. Of course, he's in good spirits.
But you know as well as me that doesn't always go up, right? Like, especially I think if you're one of the favorites to do well in this entire tournament and then you're having a pretty rough showing so far in the group stage. Like, if he would have had a moody face, I would not take it or would not hold that against him at all. And I would never think like, oh wow, this LawLiet guy doesn't seem that nice. Like, no, that would make perfect sense to me. He's one of the top favorites and he's struggling in the group stage.
Definitely a little bit uncharacteristic to see your player like all smiles and stuff, right? Like usually most of us we just go for like the duck face, you know, like when we're playing.
No, like
it's more like all the mouth open.
If I think back of my days, you know, when I used to be a competitor, I was all smiles before the tournament started, but then I would lose my first 2 grunts and it's all over from that point on. Like, no more smile to be seen until like maybe later that night, and eventually I would have peace with all the mistakes I made. But yeah, very inspiring, good attitude by LawLiet. Hopefully that doesn't mean that he's taking this too easy, because this is a must-win series for him.
Went for the Demon Hunter here on Twisted Meadows, and I feel like LawLiet has a really great balance of creeping to aggression, and that's really like one of the keys to being a really good Night Elf, is knowing when to pull back, when to take your time, get slippers of agility and Scroll of the Beast as Death Knight will head to that area.
It's not a very bad drop, is it, Todd?
And I guess Demon Hunter, I think a lot of the time you wait until you've seen what hero it is, and maybe you go for Aura first sometimes, like you don't have to go for Coil if you're gonna get mana burnt all the time. Yeah, Scroll of the Beast is not that great, to be honest. I'm not a big fan. It's really situational, but in this game, do you think it's gonna be that useful?
I mean, if he can pop it before destroyers are ever out, there is a chance that he can maybe get a decent timing of it. Obviously, like a greater healing, I guess, is always nicer to rely on, right?
Yeah, but as Night Elf, like on how many units is he gonna use that? And he's facing an Undead. You just run away with Unholy Aura.
Yeah. I mean, you can always sell it. Maybe he will sell it. Maybe a spot on.
And he went
I see potential.
Oh my god, he's trying to surround. Sorry to interrupt, but he went Aura just for that, just to try and make sure he could get a surround. So far, LawLiet doing a pretty good job preventing that, but he might be cornered here in a second. SyDe, can he get it?
There's no tower here, though.
Yeah, no ice tower to help
but
with
he
this.
might still be trapped.
Oh my god.
He needs to get it now, though. He's been spending so much time and he doesn't get it yet. This Demon Hunter.
He's blocking with the ghoul.
He's been getting a massage. No, Todd. He got a massage last night. He's still slippery. He's oily.
Oh, and SyDe actually just scratched his nose here a little bit, realizing that was supposed to be a surround that he should have gotten.
Especially because he spent a lot of time on it as well, right? If you invest that much time on trying to get the surround and then you don't get it, now you're walking around with a Demon, a Death Knight, who just barely has any XP at all.
But to be fair, it's not as bad as StarCraft. Imagine you did that in StarCraft, you got like 2k minerals. You've been trying to surround like forever. At least in Warcraft, you know, you didn't really have to start anything. Maybe like make 1 ghoul or Ziggurat or 2.
He did sell, by the way, the Scroll of the Beast Thought, and now he picked up the Boots of Speed, so that's going to be some decent chasing potential here. Demon Hunter's going to try to be as annoying as possible. Would love to get a last hit, tries to get a last hit, doesn't get it. I think the Skeleton got it there in the end. Now SyDe going to try to surround maybe one more time, but this Demon Hunter is feisty. Yeah. Level 2 already.
And in the meantime, he crept that so nicely with just the Ancient of Foreign units.
I feel like this is the LawLiet I expect. Oh, he's finally got a surround, but now the Wisp goes up.
Debated.
Yep, so that's not a full.
He's almost level 3.
I know, that's insane, though. this tournament, right? This is a night out that looks on point to me.
And he has still a circlet to pick up on the other side of the map. He's going to creep the small grain camp with just units.
Level 3.
And that's going to be level 3. Wow.
That's
I mean, do you even go mana burn? The guy already has no mana.
I like the damage
Evasion
though.
level 2.
And then like the Lich pops, like bam, minus 100. This feels good.
The Lich pop, shut up. Get back in your cage.
This is actually a really sick start. Now SyDe is going to try to sneak in maybe something. I don't know what SyDe is doing. I think like SyDe was pretty vocal, right? That he doesn't really enjoy playing against Demon Hunter. This Wisp is very close to spotting it. I think LawLiet wanted to make sure that he wasn't like secretly creeping the gold mine there at 9 o'clock, but that's not happening. That is a minus 100 mana burn that truly hurts. And this Death Knight is actually going to be in a bit of trouble, man. This Demon Hunter is so strong. Yeah, you gotta get out of there.
Damn, still has no death coil, but even if he got it, he wouldn't have the mana anyway.
You look at SyDe as well, Todd, in the right bottom side. He looks just visibly frustrated.
Oh yeah,
like
he has been actually a whole bunch.
I think he really hates Demon Hunters.
SyDe goes for Lich before he goes for tier 3 here, and grabs a Slaughterhouse as well.
And it makes you wonder, right? What is the Lich gonna achieve against this Demon Hunter that's already level 3? It's gonna be very hard. Like
when there's a Demon Hunter level 3 before I start my second hero, I'm always a little bit demotivated to get one because I'm like, oh, he's just gonna get mana burn and nuked into oblivion.
You're like, all right, single AM it is. Like,
yeah, no, like you have to get one. Be like, oh, like I hope he doesn't show up and then just mana burn him 3 times in a row.
Oh, I know that feeling so well.
Oh, and SyDe's gonna expand.
Yeah, I don't hate it because I feel like he needs to do something crazy in this game to somehow recover from this relatively poor early game that he had. And you may as well, right? Like, I'm not gonna say that this is gonna work. There's a very good chance that LawLiet is gonna pick up on it and he's gonna punish him for it. But I still like that he's trying. Demon Hunter, Nova,
and there's no stuff. Okay, wow, this is bad. Like, you're supposed to get that surround for sure with a Nova. Man, by the way, that Ancient of War value.
Where is it gonna go? It's gonna end up at the island in the right bottom side, Todd. Like, I didn't know those things could fly.
Can he land a surround? Oh my god, this demon.
I think
so annoying. Just impossible to surround.
I cannot believe that AOW has scrapped everything. Literally everything.
So he's gonna check the expo now and see that it's there.
Tome! Pick up the Tome! Twitch chat is happy right now.
I think, yeah, SyDe needs to get a nice tower and a spirit tower just to make sure to secure that expansion. It's pretty hard to siege. Like, Ziggurats nowadays, they don't die very, very quickly.
Drunken Haze being used once again. Do you think that we're going to see a Tree of Life there by LawLiet?
Yeah, for sure. He's going to counter expand and then just kind of creep a lot. It's very hard for SyDe to go there and get a cancel. And that Panda's going to get level 3.
How is SyDe going to get all of his acolytes?
Oh my god, his statue. Oh!
But this time he will force the down porter. Well done, SyDe. SyDe finally gets a little victory there. I mean, the Panda is going to be level 3 already.
Rune Bracer and
a circlet as well.
Does it get any better than this?
Do you think that the gold mine is already fully saturated for SyDe?
Yeah, he's riding some acolytes across the map. I see through that. So maybe like 3 acolytes, 4.
Okay.
We're going to have to keep on guessing in this game.
On the thought for that second hero.
I mean, it's depressing at this point. Like, look, the statues, you want some too?
Yeah. It's actually really good, right? That's some really good damage on these statues.
It's so annoying because he has to repair as well. It's not like they're going to heal themselves.
And recently, Mana Burn got a little buff, right? If you would have told me in 2005 that Mana Burn was going to get a buff, Todd, I would have switched to
well, after being nerfed, right?
Forces are under attack.
But yeah, it makes sense. I mean, getting that good damage,
oh my God,
consistent damage on these statues, super nice. I mean, LawLiet is actually going to take these creeps away on the side of the map. Oh, side now as well, no pun intended. That is a nice little crucial aura as well. I don't know if he's going to sell it. Okay, well, he's like, it's not nice at all.
It's a lot about the bears. I think like you don't get that many ranged units, and they're mostly here for their utility.
Demon Hunter is going to burn some more statues, Todd. Well, maybe the Lich first. It's like, hey, Lich, I heard you got some mana again, finally. Ah!
45, yeah, statue, oh my god.
Death Knight?
Gets ensnared as well.
Go for the
And he has no TP. He does have invuln, but if he got surrounded...
Minus
76.
You thought you had a death core, boy?
Oh my god, he stole the XP and the item, the Pendant of Energy.
You're kidding.
That's gonna be insane on the Panda.
Yep.
LawLiet
Look at that statue. The statue might actually go down here, Todd.
Oh my god.
One more mana burn. A Meat Dragon shows up as well. Meanwhile, by the way, during all of this, he's attacking the expand. This Necropolis is gonna get cancelled.
That means he can't TP there, so he's gonna have to run all the way back to try and defend this here in a second. Meat Dragon here in the middle of everything. That Demon Hunter.
Mana burn.
Oh my god, again, 100 on the dot.
Who made LawLiet this angry,
He might just
Todd?
click on the ledge, use the invuln and kill it.
I think he might just win right here. Look,
Oh
the
my
statue
God.
went down there as well. It's a disastrous game for SyDe. He knows it. He looks disappointed. He looks visibly frustrated. All of these acolytes thought he worked so hard on getting these acolytes here in the first place. They're all going to go down. LawLiet is angry, and he has played a phenomenal game of Warcraft 3.
Yeah, pushing through that expo right now. He's getting more bears. 51 supply. He's got his expo upside, going for tier 3, but he needs to defend. Statues are going to be an extinct species here soon. That Demon Hunter, it feels like single-handedly won the game here.
I mean, this expand got absolutely ravaged because the entire army couldn't deal with the Demon Hunter. The Lich gets a -98 once again. I feel like we had one Nova, right? Is that it, this game? Did
Yeah.
the Lich get one Nova?
And it tickled the Demon Hunter. Tickled him.
I mean, this panda is ridiculous. SyDe doesn't really know where to go at this point.
He actually sold the Ring of Regen. A little bit surprised by this. I mean,
Rejuvenation as well. I love that one. How is he going to make this Demon Hunter?
I thought I told you to stop making statues. They're all gonna die.
Second, this Demon Hunter is ridiculous. He's kind of soloing the army at one point. Couple Dryads are going to show up. This panda's going to be in trouble. There is at least one Defco. Frost Armor, that's the one thing I guess you can cast. One Fiend does get burrowed, but I have a hard time believing that this is going to be a pretty fight for SyDe. The heroes of LawLiet are just so much stronger than the heroes of the Frenchmen.
Some good burrows actually to save the Fiends. SyDe really salvaged this fight, but now LawLiet has an expansion. SyDe doesn't. LawLiet is even going for one more expansion on the left-hand side here. 56 supply currently, and SyDe is in a world of trouble. He can't even afford the orb here, even when he's going to reach tier 3. Like,
How do you like that one Meat Wagon?
that was weird actually. I don't really understand why he made that in the first place. Maybe he thought there were going to be like a lot of Dryads.
Yeah, maybe he thought it was going to be Mass Dryads for a while instead of like going quick into bears. But we've seen a lot of bears this tournament already. So.
Maybe he just clicked for him to make a statue and then saw he had a wagon.
We do get a
like,
Soul
not
Mass.
again.
Finally level 3, so we may actually get 2 or 3 def. What? Dot! That AOW!
Yeah, that's
Look where it
ridiculous.
is. It's gonna creep. It's gonna creep the lab over there.
He can send like a couple bears.
Yeah. Man, this AOW has seen things.
What's the plan for SyDe? Maybe take the island or something like last resort. Go full Hazo-Ups.
Oh my god. I don't know, maybe buy an orb and hope for the best. I'm actually so impressed with LawLiet. I feel like this was, like, no game of Warcraft 3 is flawless, right? And okay, he got surrounded one time, so I don't want to use the word
It's pretty
flawless.
close to that.
Yeah, but it was a very, very, very clean game. Like, and I know that like it's not nice when you guys are still watching a game. It feels like anything could still happen, right? Like, no, LawLiet has played incredibly good, and SyDe, it just didn't really know what hit him. It kept hitting him from every single angle. Every single attempt that SyDe had got shut down very quickly.
Yeah.
LawLiet was all over the place. He's got that expand up and running. Destroy the expand of the Frenchman. His heroes are 10 times stronger. I mean, it would take a miracle for SyDe to win this game.
I think it's not hard to have a very good creep route in the start. You know, like the game has been around for a long time. Like players have really figured those out. But the execution is what's really hard, and also the rhythm that you build as Night Elf. Like I said, you know, the balance of creeping to being aggressive. And LawLiet did that just so perfect this game. The Demon Hunter achieved so much on his own. Meanwhile, the Panda was creeping, and now both heroes were around the same similar levels. He's like, well, maybe I could just get my Demon Hunter to level 5 then. And both heroes are going to get level 5 at about the same time if I creep a whole bunch of camps. And he does just that, and I mean, these items...
You're not going to tell me you don't like that one, right, Todd? The
I like
plus
that
300 HP.
Tome of Trent even there. For the Demon Hunter.
Does it have an orb, by the way? No orbs, right?
Town is under
No. Need one.
No, but it's still nice, right? It's like the finishing touch. Meanwhile, I mean, at least,
you got Amulet.
yeah, I know, you got the blocker, but I mean, I feel like you can block one mana burn then, and then the second one.
Wild and third.
he's just showing off.
Yeah.
He just wants to show his baby some love. He loves the water.
The only moment I would see Warden third in a game like this is if you go for a random hero game and then you make a hero and you're like, oh god, I got a Warden third. Hate my life.
And we all know LawLiet loves the water, and I think that this is the way to show the water
So
the love it deserves.
The amulet will cancel out the first mana burn, which is nice, but
if you
when I
drop
look at both armies, like...
What if you drop a Drunken Haze on the hero? It blocks that one as well, right?
Yeah,
And
actually.
you can mana burn right after that.
Yeah, but then you might not hit the units. Oh my god, Breath of Fire lands big time. 2 Fiends are gonna die before SyDe's able to TP out. We're making the expansion right now.
Are under attack.
He's gonna keep the orb on the water?
Does the amulet block a Breath of Fire?
Town is under siege.
No.
Oh, okay. Only like single targeted spells?
Yeah.
I see. Disease Cloud, by the way, is done.
Yeah, very like Disease Cloud is insane nowadays. He's gonna scout that expo, maybe attack the gold mine, I guess, with this. LawLiet's expanding everywhere, by the way.
I do like
going
this.
full moon.
Let go run by. It's like,
Well,
what?
That's a couple tribes ghouls.
Yeah, what are you doing? Hey, an archer just went down there, I think.
I love how they accepted their fate as well. No, they didn't.
No.
They're living in denial. They think they can escape.
Don't even try, guys. In before they escape.
Then they're fast.
Yep. Yeah. It was like, leave me alone. Yeah, 11 HP. The Dryad is setting.
Where are you going? Get back here.
Need for a seat hot person over here, guys. Dryad is the popo. The goo is Roddy on the highway.
Cue the Benny Hill music. And the gold dies.
Oh no. Well, that's why.
LawLiet is taking like every expand on the map simultaneously.
Let that be a lesson, guys. Always pull over when the cops are behind you.
Okay, actually he's making muy well here.
Town is under siege.
I'm sorry guys, we were not observing ourselves.
This is a very.
I have to make guesses sometimes. He has a wisp at the lab, boom, revelation.
Defco is gonna save it for.
He's not mana burning. Okay,
No,
now
he
he
is.
is.
Maybe it got blocked the first time. Where's that amulet spell shield? Yeah, it was already activated. So he could actually trigger it with Shadow Strike, maybe.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
got
yeah.
Fan of Knives. Never mind. Now the
of
water
Fire
gets
gonna
level
big
2
time.
as well. And
It's
guys,
such a hard fight to win for SyDe. He's gonna have to pull back behind the tower, so that expansion maybe Destroyer is still up in the air. Walden gonna blink forward and Fan of Knife inside of his army.
this is disgusting, Todd. I mean, you say such a hard fight to win. This feels like an impossible fight to win. This is like going up in a 100-meter sprint against Usain Bolt when you haven't been to the gym in years. It's like, well, can I win this? The answer is most likely no. GG gets called. LawLiet with a close to flawless performance, especially in those first 8, 9, 10 minutes of this game. Todd, I don't think he can be any more on point than that.
Yeah, that was incredible here. Really all over the place. Crept as he needed to. Didn't miss a bit. He never really sat back and, you know, waited for a little bit. No, he's like, I gotta keep going. Keep creeping with the Panda. Keep harassing with the Demon Hunter. And he kept on removing all the mana from these heroes the whole time.
Yeah, you gotta love how active that Demon Hunter was. At one point, we're like, you may as well burn the statues. And he's like, damn right I will. And he's just like burning the statues over and over again. The Lich, every time it came close to 100 mana, is like, nope, not for you. Yeah, the start was just absolutely flawless. And I do think, like, if you're SyDe right now, we talked a lot about what LawLiet did great, which was almost everything. I hope that SyDe can, like, switch it up in game 2 and maybe put some more pressure on the creeping of LawLiet, right? Because if the Demon Hunter just rush, I mean, it is Twisted Meadows, right?
It's very hard. Like, you don't really go fast Death Knight, I think, against Night Elf. And even if you go there, they know how to, you know, salvage the situation that they don't really... Unless you come into, like, a big ghoul attack with aura.
Like, but just like anything, I feel to make it harder, right? Maybe like maybe you can put so much pressure on that the AOW was very low on life a couple of times while it was creeping so greedy early on. So
It was Twisted Meadows,
yeah.
Which, I mean, it's a totally different map than most. We're gonna be now on Concealed Hill. That's on this map. You can go for very different creep outs, like maybe creep the expansion much quicker and try to take that, which we've seen SyDe try to emulate from some of the best undeads in the world. But the problem is that Night Elves have gotten so good at countering that. They are going to have Wisps in position, ready for detonation. They're going to be ready to creep Jack as well. So going to be interesting to see what creep routes SyDe chooses to adopt.
You know what I love, by the way, is that like all the other casters got like a Samsung Galaxy S10 on their desk and we don't. I'm like, hey, are we not worthy? We're going to take a look at some of the highlights here of game 1. This was obviously kind of like the beginning. I don't want to say of the end, but it's like you try so hard to get that surround, and he wasn't getting it, and he wasn't getting it. And here at one point we're like, is he getting it? No, he's not. A little bit later he did finally get it, but... And then we just fast forwarded towards the final fight, which wasn't much of a fight to begin with.
The highlight is just the Demon Hunter dodging 2 surrounds. I would have liked to see the statues on the left side getting burnt and sniped non-stop. That was so sick. I feel like a lot of players, they would have left earlier with how this was going, to be honest. Like, props to SyDe for kind of staying in there, trying to come back, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. LawLiet just too solid.
That really was some magic, though, coming out of a Korean Night Elf player. Just absolutely spot on, perfect, almost early game. I really don't think that he could have done much better than what he did. I feel like he got away with almost everything. The only thing you can say, he got surrounded once. He was forced to down porter out, but by that
Unacceptable.
By that point, I think he already won the game, Xi'an.
Yeah.
He was so sick. He was so good early on. He was very decisive when it came to selling the items, right? He sold that Scroll of the Beast immediately. You already said you don't really like it. He
got surrounded, but then SyDe wasted time trying to kill a hero he couldn't kill anyway, so that was a win, right?
Yeah.
Try to see a victory in everything, right?
Well, guys, we're getting ready for Game 2. It's going to be played on Concealed Hill. If we are going to see Game 3, it will be played on Amazonia Top. I really think that's my favorite map of all those newer maps out there. It's a little wide open, you know, a little action-packed. You don't need to creep if you don't have to. My kind of map.
It's pretty good, yeah. Concealed Hill as well.
Yeah, Concealed Hill is a pretty good map. Obviously, the camp in the middle of the map, I think, is often crucial, right? There's a lot of tricks when it comes to that Ogre. Getting it very cheeky, very early on. Anyways, we'll see what both these lovely players will decide to do. In the left bottom side, we're taking a look at the main base of our Korean Night Elf. It is LawLiet.
And his opponent in the red, representing France, it is SyDe.
Hoping for a obviously better early game. I'd really love to see SyDe, you know, shine a little bit, catch a break, get a little bit lucky, and then hopefully have a couple things go his way. It's been a very rough World Cyber Games 2019 for him so far, but we know that he's very good. Making it through those European qualifiers, I mean, that wasn't easy to begin with, Todd.
Yeah, absolutely. You know that LawLiet, by the way, is quite a bit of a showman. Like, especially in online matches, when he's doing well, he will bring out, I don't want to say funny strats, because let's just say unusual strats that you wouldn't expect, but he still manages to make look really good and pull off. So in this game, I don't think he's going to go crazy, like he did open like regular Altar first, but maybe a Warden, like he's feeling confident. No, he's just going to go back to Demon. I mean, he's still got everything to play for, you know, like maybe if he was out, you know, he would just bring out something nuts.
I think if he was like 5-1 right now, you know, Todd, there's a good chance that he's like, you know what, we'll roll the dice here, we'll go Alchemist or something. But, you know, obviously he had a rough start in this group, and he absolutely needs the wins, and then his fate is in the hands of TH. But if TH gets a big victory over Moon, well, then we're going to get some very interesting scenarios in this group, where if it does come down to head-to-head, LawLiet would actually advance, because he was able to defeat Moon in that Night Elf vs. Night Elf that was played yesterday.
I wonder what SyDe's thinking in terms of what he needs to do to win here, just because the last game was like borderline a complete disaster, you know, like the Demon Hunter just like reigned supreme. Like, if you're already loading up into a game against a Night Elf on Concealed Hill, knowing that there's going to be most likely a Demon Hunter running around mana burning everything, what would be the best course of action? Like, it's really hard to tell, especially as a non-undead player, but maybe just focus more on landing the surrounds that you need to get. You do have a lot of small camps on this map, on your side of the map, that you can go for creeping a lot more safely than Twisted Meadows. So maybe just focus on that a little bit more after the initial harass.
I mean, he's going to be too late to really do something about the first creep camp, but he knows that. I really think it's a lot about like slowing the demon down a little bit, no matter how hard it is. Like, these guys, players like LawLiet, they're so effective with the AOW creeping, and if you just let it go, I mean, you're just chasing. Even with stuff like this, I think you got to be a bit careful, right? Like, just giving away an Acolyte like that.
Yeah.
That's XP that this Demon Hunter will gladly take under its belt.
He needed to scout, but yeah, you want to be able to sacrifice that before he gets sniped, ideally. We haven't seen a Death Coil being used yet, so maybe SyDe is still waiting until the last second. If the Demon Hunter goes too deep, he would skill Aura.
Let's pick up a Mantle immediately, some extra mana to get burned. Oh, tries to get the surround, gets the surround immediately. Now he should get Death Coil though, right? Yes, exactly. Well done. Oh, the Wiz's gonna show up. Can he re-land it? He does re-land it. That's sick play by SyDe right there.
Can he coil on time? Yes, so far. The Demon Hunter is gonna be forced to TP here in a second. SyDe is doing here in the first minute what he couldn't do the entire game, pretty much last game. Coil saves the goal as well. And now he's gonna be able to creep. This is a completely different game this time, because Demon Hunter obviously can get a Staff of Teleportation to escape the next round, but he will go down very fast, especially because he had to use all of the Moonwells. He TP'd at the last second here, so he's not even full hit points.
I mean, Todd, I gotta say, like, landing the first round, like, that's cool and all, right? Like, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Well done. But the fact that he was able to re-land it immediately with those 2 ghouls after the Wisp took out those skeletons, oh man, that gets my little... That gives me some nerd chills over here, Todd. I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, he read into that very nicely, very well executed. Like, obviously on this map as well, like I mentioned, LawLiet used all the Moonwells that he had, so he couldn't get back to full HP, but there is the fountains, which are very important to remember here for that extra healing that you can use. Second creep, oh my god, he's gonna play Gargoyles.
Might even go 3 down the line.
Pray to the Lord Almighty Mad Frog as he watches upon the Legion of Undeads, using what he popularized many years ago.
You know what Mad Frog always said, Todd? Copy someone and you'll never be the best. So let's see if SyDe has his own flavor of the Gargoyles as well.
I'm sure he does.
Something a very big man. Demon Hunter is very fast, Arabutsu speed, but this time... okay, this is actually a pretty good creep jack, right? With the Wisp here as well.
Oh, yes, Boots. He's gonna chase those ghouls.
He might actually get 2 ghouls here, right? Good blocking there, though, by SyDe. That other ghoul.
Deny.
Archer. I don't know who got that. Nobody knows who got it. Maybe the Demon Hunter. In the end. Or at least the Night Elf, because it's a lot of XP already, right, on the Demon.
Yeah. 2.5, over 2.5 already. I finished that camp.
So good, though. Gonna close in now. SyDe is at least slowing him down, and now see the Demon Hunter is being slowed as well. But the creep, it's getting bashed there, so it's taking some extra damage. I mean, the Death Knight still has to run away because the Demon Hunter has insane DPS, especially with the claws there as well.
I don't think LawLiet has scouted Gargoyles, but I guess he'll find out as he starts losing Wisps across the map here in a second. And I mean, when you go Gargoyles on this map, you got the fountains on each side that have a Drake that's very easy to snipe with units such as Gargoyles, so it gets very interesting, you know, in a very Plunder Isle-esque fashion. You can do that. Great scout, actually. Wow, he sees that as it starts. He could actually, I think he's just going to head there to try and prevent this from happening. If you can keep that Panda low on levels, Gargoyles are going to be that much scarier.
Yeah. I would actually love to see fast tier 3 here coming out of LawLiet, right? For that Orpal Venom. I think that'd be really sick. You gotta be careful here with your Demon Hunter, but LawLiet knows that. I mean, this is actually gonna be kind of annoying. Now the Gargoyles show up as well. Stormbolt being used on this Archer. I mean, SyDe is definitely playing a much better game this time around. He's just making everything a little bit harder for LawLiet. Demon Hunter is chasing down one of those ghouls, by the way. That's very low on HP.
He's gonna go for the surround of the Panda. He knows the Demon Hunter was looking at something else. And remember, there is no TP. It already was used. Can he get the snipe here? Tries to reblock behind his Panda's getting very low on hit points. He's gonna get chased down. There is no call available.
The Archers are blocking the Death Knight there as well. The Panda will live. Make it to the Moonwells. What? Heal up? Okay, that was very close, by the way, because he almost didn't heal up.
So he got a coil that he threw immediately. Ghoul. Those go down, but I mean, hey.
What about the AOW? Is it still alive? Because I know it's being attacked by the golems.
Almost all Moonwells were used, and it's about to be daylight. So this is still like, you know, obviously he didn't kill the Panda, and that's sad, but a lot was achieved there by SyDe, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. And he got very close, right? But he did lose a couple of ghouls in the process, though. We shouldn't forget about that. And I don't think... What happened to the golem? Did it die?
A player's forces are under attack.
He's actually going for the...
He needs to go for Wisps, I think. Just let LawLiet finish this camp. You can't stop it at this point anymore, it feels like.
Yeah, especially with the level 3 Demon Hunter, right? Chasing down this Death Knight. It's gonna get a bit tricky. Gargoyles will do exactly like you said, though. They'll start looking for a couple of these wisps. Is that a Protector being built?
Oh, that was a Moonwell, I think. And LawLiet kinda has to stay home here. This is not what you want. Behind this, pretty sure we're gonna be seeing a Lich later on.
Are you a fan of making like 1 AP to maybe keep the wisp safe? Yeah? You like it?
I think it's a must.
A player's forces are under
Especially
attack.
because it's not like you can send units to the fountain to heal super easily. Like there's a couple of corners that you can use, but wow, SyDe. It's being very annoying, but he's gonna lose a gargoyle there, overextending a little bit.
Yep.
That's a shop, I'm gonna assume, right there.
That golem was still alive, by the way, but that will finally get taken out soon. This AOW.
And he did rush, by the way, for tier 3 to get the orb.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think it makes a lot of sense. Gargoyles being split up as well a little bit into groups. They may actually try to get a last hit here.
Yeah, he went for the wisp.
There's a couple of wisps right for the boy. He wants to go for the golem. Oh, that's dangerous. You gotta get out of there. Too much HP left on this golem. Ooh, that was close.
I didn't get it.
Under attack.
National 4 is gonna fall. Oh, nice sick dodge. Oh, did it? No, actually didn't dodge. That landed.
Drunken Haze did connect. 1 or 2 gargoyles got burned there. Death Knight trying to get level 3. Chasing, looking for some of these wisp once again. I must say LawLiet is doing a really good job, right, in moving these wisp around over and over again.
Maybe that's why he didn't get the AP. He was that confident that he could move on time. Just kind of keep tabs on these gargoyles flying around. And there's quite a few of them now.
I've got a Demon Hunter mate. I've got an
Players'
Orb.
forces are under
I need a
attack.
Protector. This is of course that big creep that we mentioned in the beginning of the game. You can pull it out of position, makes it a lot easier to creep this camp. But with this many Dryads and a Demon Hunter and a Panda, it's going to be okay anyway. I'd love to see LawLiet block it a little bit, and that is exactly what a Night Elf player will do.
Metaburn gonna help a ton as well. He staffs the demon at the last second to make sure that doesn't take the XP away from the Panda. I really like that because now there's gonna be a Panda getting level 3 even quicker.
First break went down, and he got the Belt of Giant Strength.
Yeah, and we had a really good aura found by the Panda on the other side.
SyDe is going to try
Song
to take
drums.
the second Drake as well. He's a big Drake fan, Todd.
I don't think so. Nobody is except you.
If he gets both Drakes in this game, though, I think we're onto something. That's a lot of gargoyles. He's going to be able to kill it. Like, I guess, sorry. I'd love to see him try. It should be doable.
So
Still,
he's making Stone Farm here, which basically disables Drunken Haze as soon as it hits if you use that.
he's got plus
Very
2, by the
important
way.
for those fights.
Plus 2 on the
Players'
gargoyles.
forces
Does
are
that
under
surprise you?
attack.
No, I think it's really good to have. Like eventually when he's gonna fight, he can attack the Dryads and take them out very fast.
I
I mean, his entire army is gargoyles. You might as well upgrade it.
I do think with this style, though, it would have been very important for SyDe to get both of the Drakes, right? Like, because that's kind of what these
He's
gargoyles...
cancelling the expo in middle with Death Knight.
Okay, that's very nice. And he's still trying to slow this down as well, but he can't really fight his army straight up right now. And if LawLiet just gets one of these dragons, that's already quite massive, because I think normally that's not something that's supposed to happen. Yeah, Gargoyle's going to try to go for these Dryads. He's cut off the reinforcements, but these Night Elf heroes are too strong. Another Gargoyle bites the dust. I kind of like it for LawLiet right now.
Yeah, I think he realized that, you know, SyDe was going to creep this Drake, so he's like, I'll take it first. Get the good item ideally. And having a staff here is already huge too, because if gargoyles go for the main base, he can just staff the Panda there.
Yeah, or the Demon.
Or the Demon.
Yeah, with that
Get rid of
orb.
that.
One Gargoyle's very close to falling, actually. This Death Knight just feels a little bit underwhelming. SyDe trying to do whatever he can to slow down the economy of LawLiet. LawLiet is sitting on a lot of gold, by the way, Tom.
Yeah, he's saving. The fountain already being entirely cleared out, by the way, means that they can both use it for healing, which is going to be interesting.
He's still just building Gargoyles. I mean, I know he's been investing in the upgrades and stuff, but I feel like Gargoyles are very good against low-level heroes. And I feel like the higher the heroes become, the worse the unit becomes in general. And this Panda, Todd, I feel like it's not going to really stress out about Gargoyles.
He's trying to catch the gargoyles or prevent them from healing at the fountain. LawLiet's reading the game so well. He knows that side. Oh, he even scans!
He knows where they are. Two Gargoyles, by the way,
about
being
to fly.
rallied. Yeah, they're being rallied into this army.
He turned them.
A player's forces
And I
are
think
under
he's going to go creep the expo here, his side. If he can set up an expo, he's facing exclusively Dryads right now, so a bunch of Spirit Towers would be really nice. The healing troll is very important, by the way.
Yeah.
Because he's going to help both the ghouls and the gargoyles here when he finally fights.
This Panda's going to show up at a very good moment. The creeps are still alive. This is so painful over here for SyDe. Look at that Drunken Haze Breath of Fire combo. You can cancel the Goldman immediately, my friend, and that's what he does as well. Meanwhile, the Gargoyles are getting wrecked by the Demon Hunter on the other side of the map. LawLiet is all business this series, Todd. He's just playing some fantastic Warcraft 3, and SyDe is having a hard time keeping up.
Yeah, LawLiet is so on point with those creep jacks here.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best thing that you can do is creep jacking somebody that's creeping that expo here. It's like so important to get that done. If you don't do that, then a lot of the time they're going to be able to set up some of these, you know, towers, creep the camp easily, and then even just engaging after they finish already creeping it is like really bad in comparison. The Demon Hunter is getting a little bit out of control, by the way. Second claws there on it.
Plus 20. So long, everything in the bottom side of the map. SyDe is going to clean up this fountain, so we'll get a little bit more XP. I mean, the Death Knight is level 4 as well. That's nice and all, guys, but in general, you just need a little bit more, right, than just a Death Knight. Like, I look at this Panda, and I feel like this Panda with just Riot, even without the Demon Hunter, I would put my money on the Night Elf army right now. And then on top of that, there is a Demon Hunter, which can do 69 damage a hit.
Is Panda close enough? Uses Cloak of Shadows instead.
This Demon Hunter can fight for days, though. It's not worried.
Yeah, he stuffs it. And in the meantime, SyDe is re-expanding, which was spotted by LawLiet.
And he's going to try to cancel at least the expand of the Night Elf player. And that's a nice cancel. I'm happy to see this for the Frenchman. But can he get out of here with the majority of these units? The ghouls are fast. I love that there is an archer hidden there.
He might just stab there.
Yeah.
Staff of Telly, get a cancel. He might just run there, to be honest. But I think he wants to set up the expo. I guess he can just run there with everything except what LawLiet has on the expo.
Oh, don't do that, don't do that. This is not a surround you really want to go for. The Panda's right there on the right side. Side knows it.
It's a trap.
Yep, that's absolutely a trap. One ghoul does go down immediately, and the other one, I think, is in quite a bit of trouble as well, if the demon decides to go for it truly. Gargoyle still flying in the right bottom side of the map, guys. I think they tried to get a cancel, and it seems that, I mean, this Ziggurat is going to finish up.
One archer, really?
Without any heroes here, the Gargoyles can actually fight the Dryads here. That's kind of nice.
Really nice micro by side, actually, sending away the Gargoyles that get injured.
But this can't really fight the Protector, right? Does so much damage. The Archer does quite a bit of damage there as well. Another Gargoyle goes down, and don't forget there is no bank here at all for side. Well, I don't know what LawLiet is sitting on, but I bet it's quite a bit. 800 gold, and getting an expand up and running. You can't fight this either, man. Like, these Gargoyles are not safe anywhere, Todd.
Sure.
They're not welcome.
They're getting hunted wherever they go.
Yeah. Demon Hunter, more like Gargoyle Hunter, am I right?
Death Knight is almost level 5. And I wonder if maybe it might have been better not to get that many Gargoyles and go for Lich earlier, try to creep it a little bit, you know, be active on the map.
There's barely any creeps left, though.
Yeah, I mean, there is still the shop, the lab on the side of the map, and the small green camp top left too. That's enough to get level 3, maybe.
For the Lich?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got all of them, but that seems pretty unlikely.
Yeah, with that attitude, yeah.
Sorry, Tom. Just a little pessimistic. Okay, LawLiet is playing fantastic Warcraft 3. I highly doubt he's like, you know what, there are 4 camps left. I'm gonna let the Lich get all 4.
Well, I mean, Canada is busy trying to handle Death Knight and Ghouls on one side and Gargoyles on the other side, right?
Yeah, maybe.
That's the whole point of this.
I absolutely love how optimistic you are. I love to believe, because I would absolutely love to see SyDe take this map, get a Lich out, get a level 3. And then good deny there on one of his ghouls. Does try to save the next one, but the demon and the dryads, they just don't care. 2 APs over here are not going to keep this gold mine safe. So yes, there is a 3 of life here, but it's going to take a while, right, before that's truly up.
LawLiet is not going to get duped, by the way. He knows there's an expo going up. He knows that's the biggest threat, and he doesn't even care about his gold mine on the expo getting cancelled like 1,000 times. He's like, I can't let you expand. So he's going to move across the map. If SyDe gets too stubborn and tries to defend this, I think he's going to lose the game right here and there, and I think he leads to abort, but it looks like he's going to try to defend.
Yeah, he's bringing the ghouls over as well. He's making that slow tower. He's making his a regular tower as well.
And LawLiet pulled back for a second. I'm really surprised. I thought he would go for it for sure, but he's going to creep the shop first and foremost.
It's one of those Lich camps, though. It's now been taken away. What did he pick up? Sword form being used there immediately, but that also means that one Gargoyle will go down. Ghouls are coming in. I don't know about this fight, man. Like, yeah, you've got the numbers here, SyDe, but these heroes, the heroes are so freaking strong. Drunken Haze, Scroll of Healing being used almost immediately.
He didn't take the mana. Oh, he wasn't cooled down. The Breath of Fire.
Look at the HP on these Gargoyles, though.
Yeah, they're dying super fast. Stone Form was already used. It's on cooldown now. They're gonna get chased back. Some of them.
Okay.
Yeah, it does get level 5 here, which is nice, but still no Lich with Orb. Like, you need Lich with Orb here, that's for sure, if you want to be able to win a fight. The Expo is going up, though, and he's already got 2 towers there.
Yeah, but the Panda and the Demon Hunter are going to say hello. Say hello to my little friend. The thing is, you can just kill the Acolytes here and get the hell out of there, right? And then, like, even if there's an expand, who cares about an expand that's not actually mining? I love how the Archer shows up. It's like, oh, you need me? And I was like, no, we got this one. Another Acolyte showing up as well. 1 or 2 units are going to go down here for LawLiet, so this wasn't for free, this isn't cheap. But I look at those 2 Night of Heroes, Todd, and I just don't see those heroes ever being in trouble against the stuff that SyDe is working with. Maybe a surround? Okay, Deathcore. Might actually force
Gonna
it
force the
down here.
TP. Nope.
Is there a Breath of Fire left? Side looking a
No,
little
no,
bit
he's
frustrated.
not.
The Panda's actually... Oh, he's trying to use the Gargoyles here as well.
That was close.
Yeah.
He would have forced a TP. I mean, does the Panda have a staff?
I think it does.
Oh, it does. Okay, so that wouldn't even have been a TP.
Also has a couple Breath of Fires left. He's going to use the staff on the Dryad. This means that this Demon Hunter is going to have to be very careful, but I think it will be... Can the Panda ever be in trouble? No, you're fighting too close right now to the Night Elf base.
Oh my god.
You're fighting in range of a shop side. I really don't think that that's the right thing to do here.
He thinks he can take the fight because the Panda was out of mana, but now he's going to use a mana potion. And that's going to be the Undead having to run away after losing a ton of units and barely killing anything.
Level 5 Death Knight doesn't really have any impact here at all, because it's all about the Panda. It's all about the Demon Hunter. Where's his Death Knight going? Oh no! Now it's actually going to get trapped as well. He's going to be maybe forced to use his Town Portal. There's Breath of Fire. What are you doing?
Oh, that was close.
66 HP. He was smiling as well. But you can see it at the body language right now, side right in the right bottom side of your screen. He knows that there is just absolutely no answer to these Night Elf heroes. There simply is not. Too
It's
strong,
tough.
Todd.
I think, I mean, he has Expo. He needs to save a bunch of gold, but I don't think LawLiet will even let him do that because I think he's about to push. And remember, like, eventually there's still that middle base that can come into play. Night Elf can just move their main tree there.
I look at plus 33 and I approve that.
A super demon.
I mean, every demon is super demon.
Yeah, but this one in particular.
You skill Inferno on level 1, I call it the super demon.
There's no kryptonite that can affect this one.
This Acolyte is going to go down as well. The Gargoyles are going to try to be annoying on the other side of the map. But LawLiet knows.
Level 5 Panda. Oh
He's
God.
very close to it. He's getting done what he had to get done. And that is win this best of 3. Keep a tiny bit of hope and dreams alive.
He stabs the Panda to try and get the Gargoyles. Sai's gonna realize, unlike our observer.
Why is there I love how there's a mountain giant there as well. It's like, hey, Gargoyles, attack me. I mean, LawLiet is taking this very safe and cautious. Doesn't want to overextend. I mean, with the expand up and running, I don't want to tell you guys that I'm a believer, because I'm absolutely not. But hey, it's a start. Perhaps one of the biggest comebacks that we have ever seen. Is he still not making a Lich, by the way? Is he still just a single hero death
He wanted
knight?
to save gold. I think he had to. Like, if he broke up keep immediately, he would have been a huge deficit in army. Actually, he might have done that with Gargoyles. It's 57 supply. And he's getting one more upgrade. Oh my god, he must be getting +3.
Yeah.
These Gargoyles are gonna hit hard. Wait, he does need a second hero. Oh my god, the siege.
Yeah.
The siege damage here with those giants is gonna be insane.
Breath of Fire, of course, is going to make it very, very easy for this Night Elf army. We have a couple of APs going up in the middle of the map as well. LawLiet already thinking about the next phase in the game. There is a sentry there as well, so he knows everything. He knows where these units are coming from. And Todd, I think it's time for these Night Elf heroes to have a proper party.
He's pulling the boys as well. There's a bunch of acolytes in there. He's gonna have to use one of the healing scrolls here pretty quickly into this fight. Didn't choose to use Stone Form. He's saving that for the next Drunken Haze that will hit this army. SyDe is on the chase, but he can't quite catch those Dryads.
And these heroes are still full on HP. Now Stone Form is being used, like you said. He waited for the second one. But the Demon Hunter is going pretty ham on these Gargoyles. One by one, they are starting to fall. These ghouls are taking a lot of damage as well. LawLiet is displaying some great micro here, of course, but we know that he's capable of that.
It's 64 supply to 41 side. Down to his last few Gargoyles, trying to target on those Dryad stunts. He's affecting a lot of this here. This Death Knight keeps on running back.
We might get a level 6 Demon Hunter, and I'd absolutely love to see that. But SyDe is like, nope, not today. GG is called. And LawLiet thought pretty much got the cleanest best of 3 victory you could hope for. He did run into that surround very early on here in game 2. And we thought like, okay, now he's going to have to be a little more careful. He's going to be a little more cautious. But our Neil B. Warcraft 3 player just played a flawless mid-game. And I think taking away one of the 2 Drakes and the item while you're playing against Gargoyles on this map, I think that's so massive.
Yeah, that was brilliant. So without counting the death win that everybody got in this group here, LawLiet is now 3-3, and Moon is 3-2 with TH00 left to play.
Yep.
Which is going to be our next match. So LawLiet should have a chance to advance if I was correct, and it's the head-to-head that matters most first.
We've heard 2 stories here so far, guys, and we're really going to try to confirm this in the break, because this is, of course, a very big thing for the next series. But if head-to-head is indeed more important than the map score, yeah, then Moon needs to win the next series, otherwise that he's done. And that would mean another year of no gold medal for Moon.
Yeah. and he gets a tough matchup, the toughest one of them yet, perhaps, in TH00, who's looked pretty good in his last few matches, I would say, and that's going to be a great one. Like, if you go into any tournament and you say TH is going to play against Moon, this is like the one matchup here I think that everybody would want to be looking at. Like, obviously there are other big ones, but I feel like TH0 versus Moon is like one of the matchups that I looked forward to more than Infi versus Moon even.
Okay. I feel like if I have to give my neutral observation, right, everything I've seen so far, I'm kind of liking Infi this tournament. Like, I know that he lost. Yeah, I know he lost that human versus human, but that was an epic match, and I actually think that Infi kind of had it in the bag. It slipped away, which was a bit sloppy.
You hopped on the Infi bandwagon?
Yeah.
It was that easy?
I'm starting to feel Infi over here. But I mean, it's early, right? Anything is still possible. We've got
no, he has looked good for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, in terms of like being a fan favorite and a guy that tends to deliver more in the later stages of tournaments, TH is very high up there
and
for sure.
He's done it before. He has won a World Cyber Games before. I think that may take away some of that pressure, some of those nerves that could come into play for some of these other players. So if I have to make a prediction right here, right now, I'd actually probably predict Infi. But I'm super excited for the next one. I do feel for SyDe. I mean, making through those European qualifiers, obviously an amazing job by him. We know that he's a great Warcraft 3 player, but this tournament just felt like nothing really worked out for him.
And sometimes that's how it goes.
You've got a fly on your forehead, mate. What? I love how you don't feel that?
No,
I would freak out.
It's all the makeup. It's just a fly.
Oh my god, I would have freaked out. I was
I'm not gonna eat you, bro.
That's amazing. All right, guys, we're getting close to the end here. We're obviously going to take another look at some of these highlights, and after that, we'll be back with that final Warcraft 3 best of 3 between TH and Moon.